posing practice, my first posing practice for a bodybuilding show. And I'm going to share a wee bit of the behind the scenes of my bodybuilding journey. So at the end of last week, me and my coach, Mark, went through the first proper posing practice that I've ever done, and I want to share some lessons from that. So I'm going to pull up the video we shot from that, and as I speak I'm going to kind of walk through some things. So let's jump into that. So first off, I want to get into things as we run through some of the poses here. Before I speak about posing, I first want to speak about how uncomfortable it is holding more body fat. Truthfully, I really don't like the physique right now. I bloody abs, have love handles, holding on to more fat than I'm definitely comfortable with. And that to me has got to my head a wee bit. Like, if you follow my content on Instagram, you'll have noticed, or you maybe noticed now, that I've not posted any like topless pictures or anything like that. At most, I'm in a vest, and that's simply because I don't like my midsection. I don't like the stomach. I don't like the love handles. I really don't like the love handles from behind. And like here, you can see I've obviously got that, and this is 2 weeks into cutting. So I've dropped a bit of weight here and de-bloated, but before, my stomach was all the way out further than my chest because of bloating and things like that. However, you do have to realise that if you're a natural, that you have to push food and eat a lot of food to be able to put on a lot of muscle. It is simply the fastest way if you're natural. So for the last 8 months, I put on a lot of size very, very quickly. However, it comes with the negative. So I'm very much looking forward to cutting down now. You can see the love handles here from the back. Getting rid of all that, getting abs back. And it's something I would never want to stay this high body fat or more for a long time. Like, I just couldn't do it. It would mess with my head too much. So I have a lot of sympathy for the guys that are in a position where they don't like their physique because of the body fat right now. Number two. So as you can see, Mark showed me some poses here, and I used to think, in my ignorance of bodybuilding, that you get to pick your own routine. That you got to like come up with what you wanted to do to show off your physique the best. However, completely false. Now there is a part at the end where every individual competitor gets to do their routine and show off. However, there's set mandatory poses that you have to do when you're all lined up, so that the judges can compare each competitor side by side. Now, this is where you get judged. You don't get judged on your routine, and the simple reason for that is you cannot hide in these mandatory poses. So, what you go through is a set routine, and that's what you see us practicing here. These shots are really, really important. So it's front relaxed, side, back relaxed, side. This shot here is the side shots. Then you've got front double bicep, front lat spread, side chest, side tricep, back double bicep, back lat spread. Then you go into abs and thighs, and then you go into your favourite classic pose. So there's most muscular next to the front double. There's most muscular, which is next to the abs and thighs. So it's a lot to do, and you run through that once, and then they might ask you to repeat it again as they swap competitors and compare everyone side to side to get as much detail as possible and to be as fair and judging as possible. So it is a lot of poses to practice and have to nail. So the next lesson is, this is extremely hard. The posing is extremely difficult. There is so much going on. You have to contract all the right muscles in all the right ways, from the calves to the glutes, to hitting the actual muscles you're trying to show off, to the foot positioning, making sure that you're actually breathing in and out, because certain poses you need to breathe in, certain poses you need to have a flat stomach and breathe out. So you can see I'm getting a wee bit puffed here, you can see I'm a bit heavy breathing. And some guys, like Mark, makes this look incredibly easy. However, there's such fine detail in it all, from how much you twist your body to the angle of your hips. It is so hard to be able to show off in the right way, and it is simply because you can be the best physique in the stage, you can be the leanest, you could be the best guy there. However, if you can't do these poses, if you can't show off your body well enough, like you can see I'm absolutely gassed. If you can't show off your body well enough, or you do that on stage, you're gonna lose. And that's probably something that I massively didn't really expect. And I suck at these right now, like full stop. The transitions are also really important. The way you flow from one pose into the next is incredibly important, and Mark's kind of showing me that here, but I'm struggling with it. So I am going to have to practice these like 5 times a week, going through this all the time, and it's hard, and the leaner you get, the harder it is. So it's much harder than I thought it was going to be. So here's something that I learned the hard way, is I've always called myself a bodybuilder because I'm trying to build my body, I'm trying to grow my body. However, this sport of bodybuilding and bodybuilding are two completely different things. The amount of detail and behind the scenes stuff that goes on to make the physique look as good as possible is incredibly hard, and it's a lot of stuff that I didn't consider. And I've got a list of the stuff here. So these are the things I didn't have in mind properly or beforehand. So obviously you've got the dieting down, which is a mental battle. You've got the training, you've got your cardio, which can be a couple of sessions a week. You've got your steps, you've got supplements, you've got weigh-ins, you've got your skincare, because you get judged on how good your skin is, like not covered in spots. You've then got the posing practice, you've then got recovery, you've then got the actual peak week protocols to make sure that you're filling out the muscles and looking as big as on stage. You've got the soft tissue work, you've got the mobility work, you've got the flexibility work, you've got everything that has to come together and pretty much be perfect. And it's incredibly complex. And truthfully, all of that stuff I'm so at my depth in, and that's the exact reason that I've got Mark here, because I needed a coach to be able to show me all of this stuff, because it's a level of thinking that I've never ever really considered, and I am completely out of my depth trying to do it on my own. I need someone to guide me through all of that, and I think that's completely fair. You need a coach sometimes if you don't know how and you want to be shown the proper way. So a lot of you might not actually be interested in the sport of bodybuilding. You might, like, I look at the guys that do it and think that's incredible, but not actually be interested in taking part. And it was something that I never really thought I would do. I had a lot of negative self-beliefs on this, but it's always something that I found interesting, and I decided to just throw myself into the deep end and try it, see how it goes. So if you are trying to take your physique to the next level and you're interested about what it takes to kind of start a show in bodybuilding, then follow along, because I'm going to be definitely making a lot of content on YouTube here and on Instagram showing the journey it takes to get ready for a bodybuilding show, to do everything that needs to be done for a bodybuilding show. So I've learned some lessons so far, and I feel like I've barely started, so I'm excited to see what lessons I learn along the way. If you're interested in taking your physique to the next level, to transforming your mindset, lifestyle, physique, then please feel free to chat to me. Message me on Instagram, CameronShearer.coach. There's also a link in my bio. There's a link down below that you can apply for one-to-one coaching, and just book a call if you're interested. There's no commitments, you're not locked into anything, we can simply just speak. But please like, subscribe if you've got anything from this video, and if you're intrigued to find out what is going to be happening next, how I look in 3 months, 4 months time, then please like and subscribe.